Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? YDBT Daily on a semi-sick. I don't know what the hell happened. Yesterday I worked on the car, sweated off about 2 pounds, and I woke up feeling like death. So probably not a good idea to go to the gym, then work on the car in the same day. Note to self. So today, exciting day if you're a Corvette fan or just a horsepower fan. Chevy announced the C8 ZR1, or through Motor Trend, they unveiled the C8 ZR1. And the figures are kind of ridiculous, but I'm going to test your car knowledge, or at least how your brain works, because I think I know why it makes a purported 1,060 plus horsepower. Again, behind the butthole. If you have a car that makes 950 rear roll horsepower, guys, at 15%, that's usually another 100 or so horsepower. And then you can then go, okay, or 120 horsepower. And you can say, okay, so a 900 rear wheel horsepower car or so makes over 1,000 behind the butthole. But the thing is, right, because we know physics and we know what you can get away with, how is this engine making that kind of power without a hybrid drivetrain, meaning the 200 horsepower electric motor that comes in the E-Ring? Now, knowing that the ZR1 is claiming over 1,060 rear wheel horsepower, twin turbo, 5.5 flat plane crank revving at 8,000 RPMs, slightly lower than the Z06 claims. I'm going to talk about a quick little, I'm going to test your knowledge, see how good you guys listen to the show. We'll talk about that mainly. We'll also talk about, what the fuck else was I going to, honestly, that's going to take over most of the news because it's kind of hard to kind of ignore that fact. The GTD. It took the wind out of its sails. Nobody cares about the GTD. Nobody cares about anything. All anyone is talking about is the leaked video that happened this morning at 7:30 and the official car and driver video, which we'll go over. Hopefully the internet stays in a good connection, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello to the people here.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
I don't know how the hell they claim 1,000 horsepower, but I think I have an idea. D&A Performance. If you want to make horsepower, hit up D&A Performance. Get self-injectors, but not FIC 6050s. We do not support those. Anything else is fair game. D&A Performance, motivation fuel system, wheels, tires, cups, shirts, you name it, they got it. Caliber Transmission, the go-to guy for late model Ford transmissions, period. MT82s and 3160s, that's the guy. Soon to be doing 6Rs and 10Rs. LMP! I talked to Alex Bledsoe for a little bit, checking in. Busy guy, but I love the fact that he checks in once in a while to make sure he doesn't feel like I'm feeling high and dry, like feeling like he's leaving me high and dry. Great on them. P-Mass, Dick James, P-Mass, the best cold racing on the planet. Bar none, suck a dick if you think anything else. Parts.com. Use late model parts, Camaros, Hellcats, Trackhawks, Mustangs, you name it. MFP of Australia. Get some intercooler stuff done. 2 Auto Solution and Bellac for the best wheels to let everyone know that you are the middle of whatever county you currently reside in. Did I actually go ahead and put this in the chat? I hope I did. Yes, I did. Leon Phelps, one of our RTR and Hunks. Hello. Turbo 96, Cobra, Alex Viejo, Coyote Fury, Pito Chiquito, Dixon, 225, 2 J's, and 5 O's. Clean out 2 Teague, Jackson, Jeeper, Joe Swish, Joseph Jarosek, Douche Did It, Anthony, Adonis, Jason R, Monty 540, Paul Ponthieu a couple of times, Bilovesh, Paul Ponthieu again, Slater, Elliott, Paul Ponthieu, Joe Jackson, D-Rock Fox, one of one RTR. Sote 281, Paul Ponthieu again, Rizzy, Anthony, Ray, El Verga Larga, Yusuf 1Z, Coco, Chris Bouchard, Peasant, Jeff, Ken Phillips, The Gap Father, CJM, Alfredo, Luis Nieves, Ali, HTFU Grad, High Rise Eds, Craig Walls, Bill Noonan himself, YouTube Corban Free Speech, one of the OG mods, Matt Oliver, Gregory Ovich, Joe Jackson, Phil, Paul Ponthieu again, Joseph Roman. Let's get all the way to the bottom here so we can start talking about this ZR1. Wayno, Devon 427 Racing, GP with the M3, Seymour Cox, Heyo, Kilometers, Kellen, Bring Your Wood Screws, Jordan, Rekis, underrated and technical, Slow 99, ZR1 looks to be a company finally said, fuck it, let's just release the dopest concept car, Ivan D, Capcom Racing, and Trofevo. So, the ZR1 reminds me of a guy that got dumped. You don't hear about him for about 3 years. Then the next time you see him, motherfucker looks like Ronnie Coleman. And you go, what the fuck happened to you, man? Like, who hurt you, Corvette, to do this? So let's really try to decompile what we're looking at here. This is GM perfecting a dual overhead cam design. If you look at the Zora motor, if you look at the Z06 motor, specifically the intake, one throttle body feeds one bank. If you look at it, it feeds one bank. So this is essentially, let's just say, a beefed up version of the Z06 motor, making 1,000 horsepower. You saw here exclusively the turbos on the ZR1. If you want me to bring them up, I'll pull them up again. I'll just go to the email, type in ZR1, and the turbos will be there. But the turbos were big boy turbos. This is a 5.5 liter flat plane crank, high revving. Like, imagine the cylinder head design. Imagine the cam profile. Imagine the compression. I would suspect this is 10-5 or 11, but I would suspect more like 10-5 so that it could be pump gas friendly. But I don't think you can reach that horsepower figure with pump gas. So guys, on the chat, tell me, how do you think they're able to achieve 1,060 plus behind the butthole power? How do you think? Really think, guys? I think it's doable, but there's one missing link some people have talked about, but not super publicly. How does the Dodge Demon make that? No, please stop it with this bullshit that direct injection and port injection magically makes 1,000 horsepower on pump gas. You're getting, bootlegger. I wish I had a competition. This is my speculation. Flex fuel. In my opinion, it's flex fuel capable. Why would it not be flex fuel capable? You saw what the Demon 170 can do. Ethanol, something at the pump. It's probably going to be able to adjust boost level. It's turbo. So I would say the Hellcat would probably limit throttle and spark. This thing can limit boost, probably based on octane, because it's twin turbo. So you can literally drive her on a 93 octane and have a rating of 850 horsepower. And let's say 12 pounds of boost. If the turbos are that big, 5.5 liter, flat plane crank, dual overhead cam, V8, Billy Badass design. Like it is a perfected Coyote. No, I'm not saying they copied. No way. GM had their own dual overhead cam design. But when you look at this motherfucker, you go, I don't know. It looks like a beefed up version of the Coyote. The Z06 making 600 plus horsepower, NA, and a ZR1 making 1,060 horsepower, boosted. I suspect they're using flex fuel logic. I have no inside baseball on this. I have no contacts. But I'm like, come on. Based on what I know in the tuning world, one of the easy ways to get horsepower out of this thing is octane. That's right. A GT350. Let's put the GT350 Voodoo as a comparison. You don't think a beefed up, forged GT350 on ethanol can make 1,000 rear wheel horsepower? Of course they can. Fat House has made over 1,400 with a stock crank through an FFRE motor and their stuff. And they have flex fuel logic ready to go. So I started thinking, wait, if this is a production vehicle, see, the GTD to me is a non-starter. It is not a production vehicle. It is made by Multimatic. It is a race car. It is super exclusive. It is limited to a certain production run. It is over $300,000. This is a year away from being a production 1,000 horsepower twin turbo first V8. As far as I know, have there ever been any production American twin turbo V8s? I could be wrong. There could be some small, I'm saying American. I know Mercedes does it, but I'm wondering if there's anything American twin turbo V8 in a Corvette, Camaro, Mustang, anything that has ever come out. So I thought, well, I think they could do it no problem, because I'm wrapping my head around pump gas. I'm like, pump gas. Wait a minute. Why did I have to limit myself to pump gas? Look at my Corvette. My Corvette is 20 PSI, 2.3 upper, ported blower, exhaust, flex fuel, and a cold air. And it makes 750 rear wheel horsepower at 100 horse. That's 850 to the crank behind the butthole. So you don't think cam, heads, and true E85 with more boost? The thing, actually, the cam alone will probably wake it up another 100 horse. So I guarantee I can make 900 rear wheel horsepower blower with E85. That's not out of the realm of possibility that the Corvette is piggybacking off of some ethanol flex logic, which Chevy has had forever. So that makes me think, what the fuck is the fuel system look like? Someone said the CT6V is something that came twin turbo V8. I stand corrected. Thank you. And again, I don't claim to know everything, but I appreciate that. Your average ZR1 says, I was watching a live from someone who was at the reveal and they said on 93, no ethanol race gas. I'm sorry. What magic is happening in that combustion chamber if they're able to, well, okay. A lot of people understand that a big block anything with a low enough compression can make 1,000 horsepower on pump gas. But it is like a 400, high 400, low 500 cubic inch, big turbo, low revving monster. And just because of the sheer size and volume of air you can get in and out of those cylinders, you can absolutely make that power. You're telling me, GM, if the horsepower number is on pump gas, you guys have done something I didn't think was possible. Make a unless that bottom end must be so fucking stupid. Please stop it, Johnny Trans, with your dumb shit talking about power stroke. Please, you should get booted just for that. Don't boot them. So compression, right? How can they do that? If it's low enough compression and it has enough air passing through it, and the heads flow ridiculous numbers, and the cams are super dialed in and optimized with that intake runner design with the dual throttle bodies, I think you could probably make high 900s to the rear wheel with 20 plus PSI, maybe 25 PSI, with low compression and pump gas. But god damn it. Like, the heat, the possibility of getting a bad tank of fuel. I've seen today alone 4 or 5 guys 91 octane, cold air, and their cars knock. And I'm like, where'd you get your fuel? And they're like, oh, Circle K or Costco. And I'm like, okay, just go down the street to Sunoco, let it mix, give me a log back. Later that day, knock sensors are slammed negative and it's happy. So it looks like to me that they perfected the Coyote. Now, we've always on this chat talked about what would happen if Ford would bring the displacement up. When it comes to, exactly, Bondo Bird, should check the GM dyno cell for a trash can or octane booster. Careful, Bondo Bird, you work for the ops. They might say something. They might see you on the chat and say something. So, in theory, you have seen race versions of the Coyote make egregious power. Weird displacements. 5.5 liter in the GT3 style cars. I forget the designation, but the dedicated race cars have a very exotic displacement, cold air intake made out of carbon fiber, like really exotic shit. So you go, it's possible. Like, it's absolutely possible to build a road race engine, 5.5 liter Coyote that makes 600 behind the butthole horsepower. So that begs the question, why don't they? Well, honestly, now they don't have any incentive to. Charger's gone, Camaro's gone, innovation is gone. This is why I'm going to call it the malaise era. If you're not pushed, and if you are not constantly competing in the market for the customer's money, you are complacent. You give them hodgepodge products with different colors, different stripes, different wheel packages. You raise the prices, and then you give them the same shit over and over and say, eat it and love it, because there ain't nothing else on the American side for under $70,000 that has a V8 and rear-wheel drive. But Corvette lives in a completely different, stratosphere. So if you're in a supercar club and everyone's got an SVJ, some F90, whatever the fuck, I don't know shit about exotic cars, but McLarens, and they got R8s and all this stuff. You get yourself a ZR1. And I think because it has the Global B architecture, I think it'll be tunable sooner than later. If it's on 93 octane. You don't think exhaust, more boost, and octane, aka ethanol or race gas, is going to make this thing make over 1,000 wheel because it's turbo. You just turn it up. That's the nice thing about it. So it's going to be interesting to see if Chevy delivers or GM delivers with a super duper robust a la the last 2 generations ZR1s. The C8 ZR1, I don't think you can touch it for under 6 figures, correct? If I wanted to buy a whatever year C8 ZR1, especially an automatic, because those things with a built transmission and just boost, those things get it. Then you do cam and ethanol and I don't know if it's PI and DI, so you can, it's like a Mustang where it has port and direct. I think it's easier to modify, but you can't get into those things unless you're into the 6 figures. So if you're in the, I'm going to look for a Viper. Well, if I'm going to buy a Viper, why not buy a ZR1 that I can modify? If I'm going to buy a Viper, why not buy a C6 ZR1 I can modify? If I'm going to buy a Viper at $100,000 and I can afford it comfortably, why don't I just wait and see what's going on with this Corvette? Well, the problem is going to be this. It's going to be like the Porsche GT3 RS, the Ford GT, the GTD. Everything that comes out at this level immediately goes up in value. C8 ZR1 selling for more than what they sold for new. Viper Gen 5s selling for more than what they sold for new. The only thing that does not do that is Mustang. Demons were selling for more than what they were new. Demon 170 is a guaranteed investment. You're going to get 30% or more on your investment. A Mustang will always lose value, even if it's a Shelby, even if it's a high-end Mach 1 or whatever. There is no upside to buying a Mustang if you want to quote-unquote retain value. So it's going to be interesting if you, in the markups, are going to be $100,000. This Corvette's going to be, let's say, 200 out the door. I'm sorry, 200 sticker, 100 to $200,000 on top of that. If you have an allocation and you thought you were somebody in the Corvette world, unless you were Jay Leno, pony up another $150,000, have it ready in a year from now. That's what you'll need to get into this thing. There is no way you're going to get into this thing for sticker, and don't try to tell anybody you did. Don't try to tell anybody you knew the guy, you knew the daughter, you dated the cousin over the owner, whatever. You're going to pay stupid money. What do you think? This is the final boss. If the Mustang finally has no more competition and the GTD is the best they can offer, if, and this is a big if, I don't know what they have for Cobra, I don't know what they have for GT500, I don't know what they have for production car going forward, but at least Ford knows what they're up against. And Ford, you already had a $100,000 GT500 back in 2020. What's $150,000 something that makes 1,000 horsepower, but make it flex capable? The other thing is, how did they get it to pass emissions? What trickery is going on in that engine that they got it to pass emissions? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about a little bit of everything that's going on. Let me know. But this is the final boss. Like, don't talk to me about Demon. Don't talk to me about Cobra Jet. This thing's going to go 9s in the quarter mile, and it already went 205 miles an hour in a mile, not even a mile. It was like barely over a mile. So they got on it. They got on this test track on the Motor Trend channel. Go to the Motor Trend channel. I'm going to go ahead and play it for you. Check it out.
Development engineer on the ZR1. This car makes 1,064 horsepower.
Okay, let's get to the run.
100 miles an hour.
Let's go from the beginning. You don't appreciate this.
100 miles an hour. 160. 6th gear, 175. Just keeps pulling. This is about a 2.5 miles straight. 198, 199, 200. Woo!
Did they go 5? Oh no, let me go back. I want to catch the 5.
Woo!
204. So they didn't go 205 quite. So 204 miles an hour. According to the other guy, was 205 on his G meter or whatever. 205 in about a mile and a quarter. Just dumb. So we'll show you the video. Some of the highlights of the video. They talk about engine. Look, I love that. Individual throttle bodies to each bank. Ford goes, nah, let's do 2 in 1.
Power comes from a twin turbo 5.5 liter V8. This is not just a turbocharged Corvette Z06 engine though. It's got new internals, a much lower compression ratio, and
much lower. I like it. So he says much lower. So I'm expecting it to be 10 to 1.
And more oil capacity.
Oh, 10 to 1 to 1. I guess if I say it wrong, some fucking assholes get all bent out of shape. No, you could say 10 to 1. You don't have to say 10 to 1 to 1. That sounds really stupid. It's only when you have a 5 or something, or a different number, 10 to 3 to 1. That's when you should shut the fuck up.
Doesn't rev quite as high as a Z06, but the red line is still 8,000 RPM.
It has a burble tune, guys. I hear it.
And it makes 828 pound-feet torque. To handle all that, the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission.
Dude, 800 torque through a DCT? Boy, talk about the torque reduction going on there.
Has been strengthened. The ZR1 is all about the ultimate in performance, which means taking every advantage.
So there is on my Patreon, shout out to the guys on my Patreon, they're very active on this specific subject matter. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to show you a decent picture that was posted on one of those Corvette forums, one of those gay ones. I mean, they're all gay, but I don't know which one specifically was posted, but it was a picture of the motor. And I was like, okay, this is interesting, and we can decompile what's going on there. Excuse me. Where is it? GM Authority. What? Here it is. Good photo. Can I download this? Save image as. Save, and let's open it up. Okay, this is good. So this was on the Patreon chat, and the person that posted it was, so I can give credit where credit is due, Mr. Prime. They call this the LT7, and this thing is a Coyote. Look, if you've ever worked on a Coyote from the back, hey yo, giving it back shots, it's a Coyote. I love you. This is like that big valley, the head design, obviously dual overhead cam, you can limited, but this thing is nasty looking. I love the fact that they have throttle bodies on opposite banks, working in conjunction, going into their own little situation. They have little butterfly situations that equalize everything and then shove it down the throat. And it's just super, super cool to see that Chevy is taking a path that I think was better. GM Authority, what is this? So this is a really fuzzy fucking photo, but it shows the turbos way down here, and I showed you what the turbos look like on a previous chat. If you don't know, then you can go just type in, ZR1 turbos revealed, and I'm sure my live stream will come up there. But the Bolt Automaker revealed, the Corvette ZR1 is just about pumping up. So 200 miles an hour, probably going to go 9.25 mile. Nobody's going to be able to afford it. Bono Bird likes it with his big hog, just dropping it on the chat. So if you're not on Patreon, get on Patreon, talk with the people there. They were talking about it all day because a leak happened, and boy, I can't imagine who got in trouble. Motor Trend got in trouble because of that leak. This is going to give the guys with GT3 RS money another affordable option. So what does it take to afford a $150,000 cars comfortably? In my opinion, based on what I make, my Corvette's payment, my GT500 I bought it cash, let's say. I have two other. I would say you need to make $250,000 to $300,000 comfortably. Be a single man with no kids, no family, maybe a small home, nothing crazy, no crazy bills, no crazy debt. I'm saying in order for you to afford it comfortably, and the bank, no problem, you make this a year, you probably have to make $250,000 to $300,000 a year to get approved for a loan to buy this vehicle. Because, I mean, typically, if you make $50,000 a year, you probably can qualify for a $40,000 car loan. So I kind of do it that way. Whatever the car price is, bump it up a little bit. And the banks go, well, depending on your debt to income ratio, you should be good to go. But it is interesting to me that this thing is not going to be the best car that Chevy puts out. Think about that. Now this car, think about what this car just did. How fast it went. How impressive it was. Add 200 horsepower and all-wheel drive. 930s. 920s, all-wheel drive, Zora, same motor, same flat plane crank, same turbos, just all fucking wheel drive. Oh my God. Guys, they haven't even shoved their dick all the way in yet. It's like halfway in your ass. And they're about to bottom out with their nutsack in a year. Once you start hearing rumblings, because the ZR1, everyone's going to want it. I think the Z06, in my opinion, is if you're going to road race this thing and semi-daily it. But it's still a $100,000+ car. The ZR1, you just love the name. The ZR1 just carries. If you're a Mustang fan, like Shelby fans, Shelby fans have a GT500, Shelby fans have a GT350, and they probably have an old Eleanor sitting in their garage or something. So ZR1 fans have, I doubt they went to the C4, because that's really rare. I think that's a really cool car. Super rare. But the C6 is like top dog. C7 is dumb, because it's a big money car. The auto has gone 8s comfortably with bolt-ons and E85. And then this one, but then what do? The Zora is going to be exclusive. Dumb exclusive. Like ridiculous. Like $300,000. Then you go markup. An all-wheel drive. 200+ horse on this 1064. 1,264 horsepower. Because the front motor produces 200. And you will start seeing all-wheel drive, twin-turbo Zoras at the fucking track, clicking off Plaid and Sapphire times. Why do you reference electric cars? That's the fastest shit in the drag strip that is production. Stop talking this demon shit. Demons run 8s like in absolutely pristine, perfect conditions. Isn't first gear 8.2 ratio? It's like the dumbest, like really, Dodge? You win a 5 point something ratio on the first gear on the Dodge? So you got to like launch in second with like more boost to actually run a fucking number. So what are the metrics now? Sapphire from Lucid and the Plaid that runs 20s and 30s all day long. So how much is a Sapphire? $250,000. How much is a Plaid? $80,000. Boy, but again, it's electric. It's another thing, but we're talking production vehicles. If the Zora becomes the quickest production American vehicle manufacturer, what the fuck are people going to do? What are people going to do? Ford has nothing to compete with this at all. ZR1 is Zakat, Zora equals M. Bison, or what's the other guy in Street Fighter 4? Steve? the guy that had the Dalsim Punch, the Sonic Boom from Guile, and the Shoryuken from Ryu and Ken. Ryu and Ken. It's like Seth. Remember Seth? Did you ever play Super... We're gonna get super nerdy. Shit. Like, you like certain characters. Seth, SF4. Seth from Street Fighter 4 is broken because he did everything. And you're like, wait, he does Shoryukens? He does Sonic Booms? He has the Dalsim Punch? He has everything. And every time you played him online, you got your ass whooped. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. Yeah, see? He has that. And you're like, how do I beat this motherfucker? I was like, I quit. I quit this game. It's broken. They gave one character everything. And that I think the Zora is set to be the Seth of, or Akuma. Like, Akuma is ridiculously broken in all Street Fighter games. Way overpowered. Even though his life meter goes down really quickly, he's way overpowered. Now, Super Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition was the pinnacle, but Third Strike is a close second due to the introduction of the parry system. What did it say here? Yes, Steve. GTD is not better than ZR1, Draco. You need to stop. How? Explain to me how an 800 horsepower car made by Multimatic, it is not a Ford product. You can't order it through Ford. You might be able to. No, you got to apply to order it or apply to get it, and they got to approve it. So the GTD and the ZR1 are in different planets, different solar systems. One of them is a production vehicle based off of a production vehicle. Show me a production vehicle that has the GTD body. Crazy. Car Enthusiast said Haggerty did 9 runs in the Demon 170, and the Lucid consistently ran 10 seconds. And then the Copium from the Dodge boys, they were like, wait a minute. Ain't no fucking way that track was prepped properly, because we know I'm dying. Jason Kinisis did a Demon vs. Sapphire drag race, and the Demon never ran better than a 10.3. Let's go, because you need to understand what this means. If the Sapphire versus a Demon, because it's a street race, the Demon is useless on the street. Red eyes from a dig, from a dig, from a dig. Red eyes, useless from a dig. Every Hellcat is useless from a fucking dig. Oh boy, let's get to the racing. Drag race, what happened? What happened? He got his ass whooped. Let's see the real drag race. I like that wide shot that they just fuck everything up. And you know what they did? On top of that, so motherfuckers wouldn't have an excuse, they took it to a track and said, okay, you want sticky rubber? We'll race you at a track with sticky rubber and fuck you up then. So check out the Haggerty channel, where the Sapphire is currently the quickest American production car, period, at a 9.0 or an 8.9.
Everyone complaining that it makes no noise. Can't win. The last Lucid Air Sapphire we tested on the show was a prototype that was mechanically identical to this one, and it
oh, guys, that's a plaid. And behind the plaid is a Bugatti. What color is your Bugatti?
destroyed
Holy shit. Stop it. He's already dead.
everything we put it up against.
Oh my fucking god. He could have ordered a number fucking 3, which is a 10-piece chicken nugget meal at Wendy's before these motherfuckers came here. Oh, bro. Stupid. So let's get the asphalt race. So there's your stupid Demon. Yeah, do a burnout with drag radials on a no prep asphalt. That's really gonna help. Oh yeah, all that water coming out the back. Bye. Hey man, that bullshit. You know what really happened, man? You know what happened? Oh shit, I don't know what happened. Oh my god, it don't beat the shit out of it. Oh my hula baha, sumala humahala. Oh my goodness, he gonna take him to Pound Town. Do you know what I'm saying? I do know what you're saying. Oh, he's dead. Oh my fucking god. You know what? At a prep track, this thing will gap it. Why don't you take it to a track? Because, you know, it's not meant for that. Kinisis said. Let's see what Kinisis got to say now. Motherfucker quit. And do a bigger burnout. Oh, prepped. Oh, yeah? Oh, wow. That 5.3 gear working for you, isn't it, shithead? Bye! Oh, yeah, that wheel hop because it's your 513 first. Wow. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, he's already dead. The drone is faster. Dude, this drone is kicking the fucking thing's ass. Could you imagine if the fucking drone operator goes right up to the dude's window and is like, bro, is that all you got? He had to slow down the drone to not make the fucking drone. We should race the drone versus the fucking Demon 170. Que pendejo. Mierda. Imagine you bought one of those and a Sapphire rolls up and you do that face. I love these guys that they drive around with their demons, right? And they think they're popping, and then they fucking roll up. It happened to me with the ZR1. The ZR1 commands a certain amount of respect from these Dodge guys. Brothers don't know shit about this car. They just go, man, this thing whine, you know. But a white man, a white man that owns a Demon or a Hellcat, he's at a light and he's looking on with his Oakleys and you know, his over-the-top Oakleys or his, what do they call them? Gators? What the fuck do they call them? And he sees the ZR1 and it sounds like it sounds. They go like this. They ain't revving. They're fucking quiet. The amazing part is that Bugatti is a pure sport trim with shorter gears and made to accelerate quicker and have closer ratios for the track. Hey man, give me some of that Bob. Dodge is a big joke. Ford and Chevy mopping it in right now. You're not wrong. That's my home track, Famoso. Yeah, that place is like, is the prep trash there, Bondo? Because every time you guys send me, every time Valley 10 Speed, you and all your friends go down to that fucking strip, it's like Spin City. That place is gonna close too. They even got Tom Bailey and drove the Demon on the track so the fanboys couldn't complain. So you think Tom Bailey driving it made a difference? Hey, Coco! Ooh! One of these Dodge Hellcats Demon 170s wants to race a Sapphire. Oh, I've driven them before. You have? Okay, well, get in. Okay, well, you know what to do, right? Fucking Coco. It don't matter who drives that fucking shit. It don't matter. Fuck. You think the reaction time was going to happen? Get the fuck out of here. I think it's high 700s with 93. And to unlock 1000 is probably 85. Demon got more hairy balls. Hoss, track, clippets. Pookies don't know much about anything. Poppy, them arms looking on point. Papa, you gotta keep these tight. You gotta keep these sleeves tight. Para la puti. Tu nunca sabe lo que pasa. Once I had this Mopar kid tell me the Demon 170 would do 1.80 to 60 on an unprepped surface. Boy, shut the fuck up. Goldberg used to be badass. Goldberg now looks like a sad old man. You are now really. Two or three of you got you really listen well. The rest of you not. Coco has been drag racing. I'm telling you, she can drag race, no problem. Bro, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I simply have made the correlation that Coco can absolutely drag race with the best of them. The Code Red would get diddied by the new ZR1. Just got one delivered to... Oh, God, stop it. Coco the monkey. I'm not going to read that, Coco. That's terrible. The Demon and Tom Bailey is that ape kid at the sick wick you roasted. The Demon and Tom Bailey is that ape kid at sick week that you roasted. I didn't roast him. He's a kid, and he's a nice kid, and he seems capable. But stop telling me that a trans brake auto car that shifts itself requires any skill above high driving aptitude in a straight fucking line. That's why you see rich guys getting pro mods. Like, I love guys that do this. Oh yeah, you don't think I know about cars? Look at this time slip. Okay, did you build the motor? No, I had got a 481X. Okay, who built the transmission? Eminem or Rossler? Okay, who built the chassis? Tim McAmis? Okay, what the fuck do you do? I stage it. Don't get me wrong. There's a big respect to build that basically money-wise. But to build it, like, look, you could say anything you want about me. If the Fairmont, if the Fairmont runs a 7.9 within a year, I don't have to build everything on it to say I built it. I've owned the car. It's already run 8s. I've deconstructed it, put it back together, taken it to a chassis shop, brought it back, put the motor in myself, welded, learned how to weld, learned how to do dumb shit, modified stuff to get it to fit. At least I can tell myself I built most of that car and I know the car in and out, every single little nut and bolt. It's me. Most of these rich guys just show up to the track and pay everybody and they release a trans brake. So please stop telling me that it takes any skill to run any fucking drag event. Stop it. Angel Harada is whoa, I don't know what's happening here. Coco is someone's auntie. I'm fucking Coco. Fucking Coco. Like, the hard part, right? It would be when you have like a spin fest, right? Like, if I was to tell Coco, okay, well, if the car spins, you're gonna have to let off and not stab it again. The boost controller is set to come on. It probably resets based on throttle position, so you're gonna have to wheel it. That's when she'll have trouble. But if the sucker's on rails, nah, she's good. Oh, he's dead. I'm dying. The Lucid ain't got no soul. I can wheel. Okay, so let's look at the Hellcat first gear ratio. It's like a 517. Oh my God, 471. So Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat first gear ratio 4.7. Second gear ratio 3.1. Third gear ratio 2.1. So listen to these ratios from third gear to fifth gear. 211, 167, 128. And sixth gear is 1-to-1. I think. That sounds like it should be launching in third fucking gear with a big stall converter. Right? 211 first, sorry, 211 third, fourth, 167, fifth, 128. This son of a bitch should be launching in third gear. Chevy's message to the rest of the manufacturers: while you're down there, give me a little hot tour. See, you know the way I like, you ever been with a girl and you're so confident that she ain't going nowhere, you start telling her what to do? Some of the times when you're with a girl, you're like, oh, she's doing that? Oh, I'm going to just stay quiet. We'll see how far, we'll see if she, takes the load, or we'll see if she's a good girl. If she's a good girl, she don't take the load. You marry that. But if she takes a load, whore, you still fuck her, right? So let's say you're like careful about it, and you're like, because you don't know where you stand, even though she's giving you the dome, you're like, okay, vamos a lo que está pasando. But let's say you're in your mansion in Brickell. Let's say you're in the penthouse at Brickell, and one of these thoughts are in your shit. You tell them what to do. Hey, you take that finger. You take 2 fingers and shove it up my ass, like while you're down there. She's like, yes, daddy. Because you want that Chanel bag? You want that trip with your friend over to Dubai? Put 2 fingers in my That's how you know you're confident. Like, you start saying stuff. Like, yeah, do this. You ain't shit, Someone like me would do that to like a housekeeper. Cause like, yeah, you ain't shit. Shut up. Is it bad that GM is doing what the C8 is what Ford did with the future GT? What do you mean future GT? Oh, what you wish. Look, the Ford GT is a missed opportunity. The moment they went V6 twin turbo, you knew that Ford did not care about anything. That car was limited run. You couldn't stuff a Coyote in there, Ford, you couldn't stuff a 5.4 liter dual overhead cam Voodoo in there with some small turbos, with a forged crank, forged rods, good pistons. It's already a $200,000+ car. They're selling for $1 million now, used. So like, you couldn't stuff a Coyote in there. Oh, Alice, but shut up. They get beat by Z06s. You think I'm lying? Z06 versus Ford GT. Same channel. Haggerty did a test. Z06 versus the Ford GT in a drag race. Is it Haggerty? Let me see. I got Throttle House, excuse me, and Carwow. Carwow might.
What will win?
I don't know if Carwow's gonna fuck my shit up, so we'll see. So this is a race between a Z06 versus a Heritage Edition, whatever the fuck, Ford GT. This is embarrassing. This is an NA 30-something 100-pound car versus Multimatic, EcoBoost, twin turbo, V6.
Whoa, sideways.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Hold on.
Whoa, sideways.
You think your Shelby jacket was going to give you a couple of tenths?
Come on!
Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Oh, I'm so glad she's coming now. Come on! Come on for GM! Come on, GM! GM!
A fender. A fender. Come on. Oh my God. You bugging. I would have taken that Ford GT hard left into the fucking sand and been like, fuck this car. Put a fucking Coyote in it, Ford. Fuck you. Piece of shit. Fuck out of here. Piece of junk. Did I actually show that? I wonder if I showed you guys. It didn't. Did I show you guys? I think I was just looking at it myself. Those baits, he's got that look on his face. This show has taught me sometimes less is more. Shelby guys are straight the biggest losers. Those base C8s are always getting gapped by bolt-on Coyotes. Can I be Frank's channel in the role? But Z06 on a dig can keep up with pretty fast cars. Like, fellas, imagine a Ford GT with a Ford Performance internals, twin turbo or NA, some hybrid action to make it all-wheel drive, right? So Chevy or GM is telling you it's possible. right? They're saying it's possible to build you a $250,000 rear mid-engine, twin turbo, pump gas friendly, 1,000 horsepower car. Ford goes, no, let's stuff a Raptor motor in it. Oh, how much you gonna offer it for? Don't worry, we got stupid customers, and we think they're retarded. Hell, we're gonna stuff a GT500 drivetrain in a Multimatic built S550, and make them apply $300,000. It's not about the car; it's about the investment. They're making portfolios. Ford is making portfolios. Ford is not making cars. Ford is not making race cars. Ford is not making cars that the layman, you and I, will enjoy. They're making portfolios for the uber fucking rich. And if you're uber rich, you're living it. You have a lot of options today. If you're a guy that makes even $150,000 a year and down, it's unreachable. I took the TRX coming out of Ford to put a V8 back in the Raptor. I don't have high hopes. Okay. That's a lot of money to only get it by a fender. Fuck that. What the fuck? This took a hard left. As someone gets tuned by the other guy, paid $10 to have Alex call me a rat. Crazy. What's happening? Bro, you got ops? That's crazy. This chat is badass. There's ops and people paying me to call you a rat. Aggressively Average says, we've seen it. Into the weeds. Winning is winning. Almost choked when you started spitting. Guys, if I bought myself a 4GT and I take and I lose to a Z06 on the street with a Shelby jacket on, like insult to injury. I had a Shelby jacket on. I was offered a job in Multimatic. You would have laughed at what they pay those guys. Probably nothing. Look, what kind of job? You weren't like the engineer, but I don't think those guys are going to pay a lot of money for like entry level stuff. David Crunkleton, what's up, brother? Says GT having the 3.5 is likely the result of the EcoBoost product manager bitching enough in a meeting and selling the idea as good marketing to sell more F-150s. David Crunkleton, it's interesting. Those inside, okay. See, if I had the lead product engineer of ZR1 in front of me, what would I ask him? What would your motivation? No, I'd say, okay, I want some valve size, cam profile. How many knock sensors does it have? What's the compression ratio? Right? Who makes the rods? What's the material? Like, I want to ask nitty gritty, Billy Badass, like in depth. And again, I'm no engine guy, but I'm gonna want to know. I'm gonna want to know stuff that I want to know if I'm tuning a car. Today, for example, had a tune come in, and everybody in the ticket system, everyone at Lund Racing, I said, guys, what do we think about this setup? Everyone says that shit's whack. I'm not gonna say this setup because I don't want the guy to get upset. But we were like, this setup sounds like it's not, let's just say, optimal, because I don't want to hear it tomorrow and him, I went to Alex to show all my money back. So we tuned it because we asked certain questions, we disclaimed certain things, but there's certain things I wanted to know. So I asked him a bunch of questions after Nardi already asked him a bunch of questions that the tuners need to know. And then I was like, all right, disclaim. He agreed to the disclaimers. He says, whatever problems we see, we will remedy when they come. Here you go. Here's a tune. I love it. You're right, David. I think those inside baseball conversations at Ford where somebody says, you got to stuff a 3.5 twin turbo in it. All it needs is 600 horse. Oh my God. Now Chevy has a car that is in the same price range that makes 400 more horsepower. Which one you buying? Lund 2 and 4 GT could change that. No, it can't. It definitely can't. GTD customers are Ford investors. Good looking car. Shelby, Dave, and the C8 blasting. They see me rolling. That shit would be gold. Fuel saving endurance racing. Multimatic's not far from me. Crazy to me that 4 GT comes out of Markham, Ontario. New ZR1 has panel titanium rods. Okay, don't know if he's being funny or what. Ford had the perfect opportunity to go crazy with the 4 GT. They shit the bed. A twin turbo Predator would have made the car even more desirable. So around that time, there was videos circulating of a guy that put twin turbos in a old 4 GT, the 05 to 09, I think, version, the 5.4 liter blown car. They kept the blower on it, put twin turbos on it, and it made 1,000 rear wheel horsepower. Then they ended up racing motorcycles. They put the internet ablaze. Now, it's not that impressive, right? Like a GTTT, a GT twin turbo that makes 1,000 rear wheel horsepower is not that impressive. Number one, it's probably super dangerous. And there are supers that could probably beat it. There's 10 or 80 Mustangs that could probably beat it at this point. But for the time, it was badass. So then you started hearing rumors percolating about that whole situation. And then you were like, well, I hope it's better than the 5.4 liter, right? I hope it's better than the 5.4 liter because the ability to modify it is what makes it desirable. Everyone that gets a 4GT, the older version, they typically get a Whipple 4.5 crusher shit. It has 16 injectors, and what they do is they just modify it, C16 or E85, and then they live a happy life at over 800 or 900 wheel. These new guys, what do? They maybe get a tune, dancing, fucking around. Anybody want to be an artist, come to Death Row. Like, it was a stupid, for the hobbyist. Now, for the portfolio guy that wanted a absolute golden return on investment, a badass ROI, of course you're going to put this in as if you're like a finance person, you're like, shit, I'm dealing with a $3 billion hedge fund deal, and this is an easy $100,000 I can bake in a year, and I could actually present this even though in the grand scheme of things, $100,000 is not a lot of money in a big, pot like that, but it's easy. So there's like companies and holdings and weird layers of people that buy it or their LLCs, and they just sit in a fucking bubble wrap somewhere. 1 year later, they put it up for sale, and if the ROI is $200,000, they can just bake that into their returns statements at the next board meeting and look good. Penco Rods are the same company who makes rods for F1 and MotoGP. That's actually pretty impressive. Wow. Not gonna lie, Angel. Angel, you should pay me to say that you're not. And the amount that you pay me tells him you're not. So if he says you're not chiva and he paid me $15, simple. Max it out at 500 and you win the argument. I don't care about that. Why doesn't ZR1 play by those rules? Like, tell me, if people are talking like homologation, is it because 4GT doesn't have sub variants of that car? At the end of the day, I think you should just go for it. Fuck Le Mans. I can guarantee, in the grand scheme of things, do you watch Le Mans? And do you go, oh? And do you go, oh, the 4GT won. I need to get a 4GT. You do hard, no problem. But I'm not retarded, so I don't sit there and go, because it won on Sunday, I'm going to buy it on Monday. I don't look at NASCAR and go, oh, Ricky Bobby Bush, Bushy Rocky Bibby, fucking stupid names, right? He won, and he's in a Ford Mustang, so that means I'm going to go to the one. So I want a Mustang based on what happened yesterday at the Fuck My Ass 900. Too bad you're not listening to this live because the stream like died. So what are you going to do? Nothing you can do but just keep chugging along. So in my opinion, the ZR1 is a portfolio car. The GTD is a portfolio car. I don't think any of these cars are worthy of being mentioned in the car space because the vast majority of people, are never going to be able to afford them. And, it's sad because you're like, well, I can't afford this car. Why am I even going to talk about it? Unless you want to bench race. And this is the problem with bench racing. Bench racing requires you to be super retarded. Bench racing requires you to sit there with a bunch of knuckle-dragging idiots at a drag race track. And if a Sapphire runs an 890, right, these knuckle draggers will say the following. Oh, the Cobra Jet. What about the Cobra Jet? You mean the car that can't go on the road? You mean the car that doesn't have a VIN number? You mean the car that isn't legal to drive on the street? And that's why I don't get into bench racing. Because some stupid knuckle dragger with a big forehead always says the same shit. Well, the Cobra Jet. Shut the fuck up with the Cobra Jet. Shut the fuck up with the, what do they call the Dodge? Results for Riviera Beach. Decline all. Accept all cookies. Service address? What the hell? Oh, look, it's back apparently. So I talked right through it, guys. Don't worry. We talked about ZR1 stuff. We talked about plenty of stuff. So on the replay, do yourselves a favor, catch the replay because I kept talking. So hopefully OBS recorded it and uploaded it to the servers, unless it just shows me frozen the whole time. So we'll see how all that goes. So we'll see where I live. Come on, let's go. Dude, even Verizon is slow. So there's something happening. I'm sure there's a big attack somewhere happening, and it's killing all the internets of the world. But what are you going to do? Someone said, Theo got ops to unplug his internet. His 500 stuck. There we go. Call AOL. No, so I did a down detector, and I talked through the whole thing. I did a down detector thing, and it says there is no outage. And I'm like, I just kept talking through it. So Theo can keep on talking. So catch the replay, because I talked about the ZR1 C7 version. If those owners are mad that the new C8 is out, lowering the value, and I basically said that 13, 14 GT500 owners were mad when the 2020 GT500 came out, because they were looking at $60,000 to $70,000 cars sitting in their driveway. And then the 2020 GT500 came out, and they're like, fuck, now it's a $55,000 car. That went down $10,000. So I wonder if the C7 ZR1 guys are mad that the C8 ZR1 came out. 1 bedroom and Wi-Fi router, still too far. I think we're good, says Bryson Witt. They mess with the signal, so you won't see them in the garage. It's okay, we back. You know, that's a good one. That's a great. Let me check in on my garage. Let me check in to make sure no one's doing silly bullshit. View multicams. Let's see what's happening in the garage. Make sure nobody's there. The ops ain't doing dumb shit. No, the doors are good. Why is this one turning the wrong way? Unless someone turned it. Let me go here. Turn it around. Now we're good. We're good. Looks like the recycle truck came, took everything. There's a motorcycle there. Oh, there's a little motorcycle in the recycle bin area. Cool. Oh, a couple cars there, so we're good. Yeah, you were frozen. I'm frozen live, but on the replay, I'm hoping OBS was still able to send everything to YouTube, and hopefully you'll be able to see a full show on replay, but hey, I keep it moving. All of us motherfuckers are just poor. Good night, y'all. We back. Oh, I thought you were gone with the DDOs. We're good. Oh, we suck again. Bro, that internet 1.1 sucks. Everyone... refresh back. It's on. Exactly. Everyone refresh. Yeah, everyone lost their minds. Like, dude, relax. I'm still here. No, but I wondered what's this gonna do to the market. And you're a year away, guys. Like, you know what might happen? They might push this thing further back, because let's say they announced it a year early, and they're like, okay, we'll see how much buzz it creates, and it creates ridiculous buzz. It creates pre-orders. It creates allocations, and depending on their allocation, depending on how many people pre-order, the fact that it's the first 1,000 horsepower Corvette ever, I mean, you won't be able to keep up with sales. You just can't. You literally cannot keep up with sales. So it'll be interesting to see how many people go in there, pre-buy, pre-order, allocate, and what the markup is. Oh, Chevy can't do shit about the markup, can they? It's not illegal to mark up a new vehicle, especially if the demand is dumb high. But I implore you, does anybody remember who the first GT500 anything was? I don't. Does anybody remember who the first Z06 anything was? I don't. I remember the red one that went 9s, NA. I went, that's impressive. But I don't remember who the first one was. Do I remember who the first one was that got an E-Ray? I don't. But I sure as hell can see the one that has a supercharger and is doing all-wheel drive burnouts. That one I like. So I would really hold off on trying to be the first, because what's going to happen is this. You're going to see it on Barrett Jackson, and it's going to go to like Wounded Warriors Project. It's going to go to somebody for a charity so that you can write it off from your business. It's tax deductible. So that means you can spend, imagine you have a business that's super high in revenue, like ridiculously high in revenue. And then you can go to Barrett Jackson and write off $1 million instantly. Oh, stop it. BCAAs is better with Gatorade, Poppy, and I'm good. We had a small spat session there. Z06 sales tank. Olaf moment. The chat won't make sense on the replay. It might. You never know. Take another sip and give us some ASMR. There's some guys waiting to put one away in the garage. Speed Phenom? I don't know. I don't know that Speed Phenom was the best or the first, because he didn't make that big of an impact. Like his channel is in the low 100,000, which is a lot, but his content isn't necessarily good. Like, he's a nice guy, but like, it's him racing. And I'm like, well, you're not teaching me anything except how you can race. Here we go with the rat donations. There's rat donations? I mean, look, keep them coming. I'll take it. Do you think this will make Ford come up with a factory 1,000 whole car horsepower? Now that Chevy and Dodge have one. Nope. Not unless you get a race-oriented, and I know, what's his name? Mr. Take that, Elon Musk. Where is it? Take my ass, Elon. Where is it? Where? Excuse me. Farley clips. I mean, Farley. Fake Farley. Take my ass, Elon Musk. Mr. Take my ass, Elon Musk.
Take my ass, Elon Musk.
Interesting.
And I could go for a stiff glass of anal sex right now. Here at Ford.
That's good.
I am building a spaceship so I can launch Ford vehicles where they are most useful. To Uranus.
We all know where the last V8 left. We were never the fastest. And Dodge pushed our shit in all the way out of our mouths.
Wow, that's crazy that he said that like in a...
We can't sell these pieces of shit to the public. Since the drip stick is a hit, we'll include it in everything we sell. F-350s, F-150s, everything. Fuck it. EL.
There you have fake Jim Farley. Can't wait to see the first ZR1 go to Barrett Jackson. I used to watch Barrett Jackson because I thought it was cool. And then it became cringy. You know why? Because everybody wants to be on TV. What does a famous guy want more than anything? To be rich. What does a rich guy want more than anything? To be famous. Like, there are rich guys. Boy, I was about to name a name, but I'm not going to name a name because he might have, far-reaching tentacles. But let's just say I know a billionaire that nobody knew his face. Nobody knew what he looked like. Nobody knew nothing. Little guy, little sawed-off dude. Had the private plane, had the private everything, right? Nobody knew who he was. He was dying for people to know who he was. So he started hanging out with rappers, started hanging out with people. And then people were like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy with this guy? Who's that guy with that guy? And then they're like, oh, that's such and such. That's all he wanted. He wanted to be famous. My dream of all dreams is if I had fuck you money. And that's $3 to $5 million in the bank. That means I ain't got to do shit for the rest of my life. Put that bitch in there. Get your little Honda Accord. What's that clip? What's that movie clip from? Where the guy's like, fuck you money. Like, you get $1 million. You put it in some high yielding savings shit. You get a $150,000 house. You get a Honda Jap thing. Little Jap car that lasts 300,000 miles. And you got crazy money. Filthy rich with anonymity is an absolute flex. Dang, Boost Mobile load. Winner gets my ass. Farley been taking L's since he said that. Don't get shut down for real. Go to Theo. I'll catch a replay. Gotcha, Nick there. What do you think about the next 8500 will be? Twin turbo or hybrid twin turbo? I don't have even rumblings. I have one guy that's in on, one of these dealers that fucks with Ford. I had the Predator motor engine picks for a year before 3 months before I was able to share them publicly. I shared them with internal, friends and stuff. I had it on my phone. Look at this, but I didn't put them out there. And then when it came out, no surprise. Everyone saw, the people in the know knew what the deal was. So I don't have anything that tells me that there's twin turbo anything happening anytime soon. JFK says, speak freely, Alex. You know I can't, JFK. You know what happened. You know what happened when your brother started going against the mob? He ended up going through the kitchen, and you know what happened. GP with the M3 says HP2 is going to take their sweet time unlocking the C8 ZR1s, but oh man, once they do. Yeah, John Lund Sr. is what I call rich. I don't know how much he's worth, but he's rich. And I'm not saying money. I'm saying he could do whatever the fuck he wants. He's got fuck you money. He's like, I'm going to build a 6-second 6R80 car just because we fucking feel like it. Okay, hey, son, tune it. I'll do the wrenching. I'll do the motor. I'll do some of the stuff. I got a fab guy to do my turbo stuff the way I want it. I'm going to test out some theories and we'll fucking party. And then the car just bananas. Like Jim Brown talked about it on the Cooper Spaghetti podcast about we did the 6R80 community a solid. We brought it forward a full second. Like a full second. Tony, what is your problem? You're just running all over the place. You guys wonder if I still have Tony. Of course I still have Tony. I just, like if I had a girlfriend, y'all wouldn't know it. It's just going to, my personal life is personal. Indestructible Japanese shitbox. 3 to 5 million is not FU money. Yes, it is. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You think $3 to $5 million is not fuck you money? Where the fuck do you live? 3 to 5 million fucking dollars? A Billy Badass house is $1 million in Palm Beach County. So let's say you wanted to blow a quarter of your money on a house that is paid for, right? You could put the other 3.7 million, take another 200,000 to furnish it, buy yourself a car, put in a pool, whatever you want to do to the house. You got a little Honda Accord hybrid, brand new, right? Now you got 2.75 million or $3.75 million sitting in a high yielding account somewhere, earning you interest every fucking year where you can pay your taxes, your groceries, and that bitch keeps making $3 million does not fuck you money? Well, get the fuck out of here. You're big baller. Big baller over there. Ooh, sorry, big baller. Get the fuck out of here. $3 million does not fuck you money. Bro, so let me ask you, how much money you got? 3 to 5 million is fuck you money. Absolutely it is. Now, if you have expensive taste like an asshole, of course it is. It's not enough. But 3 to 5 million, if you're smart, is absolutely fuck you money. I've always said the first thing to do if I won the lottery is clock into work the next day. There wouldn't be any signs. I wonder if Ford ever make another V8 supercar. Do you think Ford would be willing to bring out a twin-turbo GT500 in response to the Corvette? It's not in the same league, Carlos. It's not in the same league. Corvette is going up against Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bugatti. They are not going up against Ford. Can you restart? I'm late. 1, 2. Midwest. If you invest this right, inflation will eat it. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, my God. What are you guys doing? Where are you spending your money? Where are you spending your money? If it's invested making 10%, it will double if you don't add anything to it. What color is your Bugatti? What color is your 3 to 5 million? Right. 3 to 5 million is what average American should retire with proper investing and saving. Oh, boy, you guys are psycho. I mean, with a Biden/Kamala America, maybe. But if I had cash, $7 million or $5 million right now, you wouldn't see me anymore. I might make a video too, pop in, show you I went to Turkey and got hair, looking like Elvis, got TRT'd up and a little synthol to get the shoulders popping. I'm like, what's up, poor motherfuckers? And I'll keep the 1-1. I'll keep it to know like where I came from. Man, I'm gonna keep it just like this, and y'all wouldn't even know shit. I just show up with hair and super jacked on all the TRT, all the shit. Y'all wouldn't even recognize me. Veins all crazy. Live off the interest. You make a good point. I messaged you on Patreon about my car locking up while cranking. I unscrewed the manifold, primed with the pump, and found a leaking fuel injector. Replaced it and car runs great now. Gerardo, locatero. So a lot of the people on the chat and in the ticket system, they really need to get mechanically inclined. I've had a couple of people hit me up and I'm like, guys, if I tell you bank 1 injector, bank 1 O2 sensor needs to be replaced. And then you reply with like, which one is bank 1? I'm like, and I'll answer. I'll say, passenger side. And then they're like, but I already replaced it. Look at the data log. It's at 0. It's at 0. So get underneath, figure it out. In my opinion, before you email your tuner, you should be able to see all the parameters that they're moving properly. Look at the fuel trims, plus minus 7%. Look at the O2s. Both are moving. And if O2s are moving, car's running well, doesn't stink like gas, and fuel trims are within about 7% or 7 to 10%, then you email the tuner, say, log attached. But no, people go, chicka chicka. It doesn't start. What do you think we should do? Let's unplug the throttle body. Good idea. Well, unplugging the throttle body helped, so maybe the throttle body's bad. Let's unplug the MAF sensor too. Okay. That's better. Alex, log attached, removed all the sensors, and it starts. With all the sensors installed, it doesn't start. So I see no data. I see engine coolant temp. I'm like, your engine coolant temp is 110. Do you have any codes? Yeah, I got the throttle body codes and MAF codes. Plug everything in. Do a smoke check. Make sure the map sensor's facing the right way. Make sure no pins are pushed in the harness. This is 101 basic how to do shit. Damn, 3 to 5 million ain't FU money here? Peace. I'll see you all on the peasant chat. Apparently, when you talk about a $200,000 ZR1, $3 to $5 million is not fuck you money. Bro, that is fuck you money, especially in the valley. Have you seen the houses in the valley? Have you seen las tortas in the valley? You can get yourself a torta. You can get 2 tortas in the valley, a $500,000, 4-acre piece of mierda with illegals jumping over the border, free labor. Mira, cuando pase, when you pass, just grab a lawnmower. Just push it. When you get to the end, we're good. Then in the morning, I'll push him back. And then, like, el que quiere pasar la frontera, me tiene que cortar la grama y te doy agua. ¿Qué cojones? I feel poor now. Battle 2, and you change it, and the wires don't plug in until you tighten it. I never said 3 to 5 million isn't a lot of money. It's just not FU money. What kind of FU are you screaming? What's FU? How much? Okay, Rizzy. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I need you to give me a dollar figure of what you make a year. Go. Because after taxes, Medicare, 401k if you have it, health insurance, state taxes, you end up, let's say you bring home $3,500, 1,000 right off the rip, gone. I'm sorry, let's say your check is for $3,500, 1,000 right off the rip. Now your check is $2,500. So 2,500, let's say it's bi-weekly. That's about $1,250. So it's about $100,000 a year. Let's say $100,000 a year that you make cash. So in 10 years, you would have made $1 million if you didn't spend one fucking dime. If you make $100,000 a year, meaning take home after your taxes, and you don't spend one motherfucking dime, not one motherfucker. Oh, come on. I need it. Oh, come on, bro. You know, it might kill it, but I don't care. I need it. To this day. Okay, I lost it. What the fuck? Now this is a battle. See, I'm sick too. I'm like feeling to this day too high. Told that guy diarrhea, 2 tacos, chew gum. Oh, I don't got chew gum. Shit stir dodge. I'm gonna forget what I'm talking about by the time it's all said and done. Not one motherfucker. Streeta, Price is Right. Apparently it's gone. Fuck it, it's gone. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Not one motherfucker.
If you make $100,000 a year take home and you don't spend one motherfucking dime in 10 years, you would have saved $1 million. I am telling you, 3 to 5 million in your bank account today is fuck you money. Where are you living? Buy the house cash, pay the taxes from everything you got from the interest of the shit you're getting at the end of the year. Come on. I mean, come on, stop. I mean, if you're crazy enough to think that $3 to $5 million a year isn't fuck you money. I mean, that's my reaction. Yeah, right. What state y'all in? It's not FU money, but he has a 2 for his pick. I just finished building a $550,000 house in Edinburgh. 9,000 square foot. It's expensive here now. $550? That's a big fucking house. Bro, if I'm comfortable with $110 a year, 3 to 5 mil is fuck you money. Big money. 3 to 5 million is fuck you money. Pedro's talking to talk behind you. What's up? What's up, pendejo? Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, come on. They want to see you. Oh, you're being a good boy. Here you go. I know. Every time you know I'm close to going and you lose it. Come on. I love this dog. I'm telling you, I've never had a puppy in my life. Like, meaning you always wonder how you will raise a dog. You know, like, is it the dog or is it the human raising them or whatever? And everywhere he goes, he's just playful. That's all he wants to do is play. But then when you correct him, he, you know, puts his ears down. He's a great puppy. I don't think I'd do it again. I don't think I would do it again because it was a lot of work. You know, cleaning up shit for 8 months. I know, buddy. Cleaning up shit for 8 months was difficult. So I don't think I would. How do I want your dick touching my shirt, bro? Because you put like pee stains on my shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I'd do it again. Oh, he's big. Look at this. That's a big dog. Hey, buddy. I love that puppy. So yeah, I don't think I'd do it again because it was a lot of work. Maybe when I'm older, if I got fuck you money, maybe I'll get another puppy. Can't find one motherfucking sound clip exactly. I used 401 calculator in 30 years. $2 million would be equal to $700,000 in today's money. At 50 years, 100,000 and spending nothing, 5 million. Mr. 29 years old, gonna be 80 before he says fuck you to anyone. I don't even know what that means. Oh, I see what you mean. With 3 to 5 million, I would still be spending consciously. I still can't live outside my means, and I can't spend. Then it's not a. If you're irresponsible with money, look. Why do I have the cars that I have? They make money on the channel. The Cadillac doesn't make money, but when I post it, it like gets views, and I'm like, why? Now, if I put a twin turbo in the Cadillac or a 418 like Steve made and 5 alternators and fucking have 14,000 watts in the bitch, oh, bro, stop it. But you guys wouldn't give a fuck about that content. But the reason I have the cars that I have is because they generate an income. The GT500 has a Shelby crowd. The ZR1 has a Chevy crowd. The S197 has the poor Mustang crowd, which I'm a part of. I've been there, done that. So I just want to do a 6R80 version. Once I get that car to run the number I want to run, sold. Once that GT500 runs 8, sold. And I'm hoping to keep the ZR1 in the Fairmont and then maybe another nice car like a Cobra to fuck with. Tony is the M. Bison of Boston. Tony got that FU money. 3 to 5 million in California is not FU money. Again, if you live in LA, wait a minute. Aren't there like, how much does it cost to live in Fresno? Like, is it like, I like how you say California. California map. Let's look up California. Because you said California. You said it very generic, like California is stupid money to live in. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Because I used to rock with a girl that, you know, lived around here. She lived in Sac. You could survive. You could survive up there with 5 million for the rest of your life. And how about this shithole in the middle of nowhere? Bakersfield, right? Ain't shit there. Maybe there's a Wawa. Maybe there's a Wawa or two. But, hey, mira, no hay una mierda ahí. It's brown. Brown. And the only thing green is around the river, bro. ¿Dónde va? Ya para allá. Shit. Qué mierda. Mira pa. Coño. Where's the big fucking lake? Where's that big bitch? ¿Dónde está el lago grande ese? What's the big-ass lake? Lake Tahoe. So yeah, don't tell me about this California bullshit if you're living in like LA, like LA. I watched this kid who does e-bike stuff, Sir Ronster. Kid who does e-bike stuff, seems to be living a good life, has a Power Boost F-150, gets bikes sponsored all the time, has a 1 million sub channel. The kid seems to live well beyond his well within his means. His nice little girlfriend, puts out good content once a week, every Saturday morning. Surronster, Surronster. Look him up. It's a great channel. Start from the beginning. Such a good kid. Seems like a nice guy. Kind of a dickhead with the way he does takeovers and stuff, like street takeovers with his e-bikes. But I appreciate his enthusiasm for that. And I learned more about e-bikes ever from Surronster than anyone else. Oh my god, that was everything. All the Cali is normal living besides LA, San Fran, San Diego, Silicon Valley. I agree. Like Tahoe up north. I bet $3 to $5 million Dubai is fuck you money. Fuck yourself money. I bet 3 to 5 million in Dubai is fuck yourself money. Cali got wildfire. Burnouts, 5 million. San Antonio is good for 8 generations. My car thinks I have FU money. The homies in Bakersfield and work in LA. Right, 2 hours away. Are you still having to deal with the California BS, police, and politics? Absolutely. No, thank you. Well, it depends. You got plugs that get you emission stickers and stuff like that, but I still wouldn't do that because I'd be the fucking guy that gets popped. No, thank you. I live in Bakersfield. It's ass Rigo SVT. I have to talk to you. There's a girl down there. I live near Fresno, 165, and I'm doing good. Good for you, brother. Good for you. I love it. Salmon Mackey. Boss, what is the horsepower limitation? FIC 1440s on Gen 2 Coyotes on E85, probably about 1100. And then you're going to have to start turning pressure up or get yourself ID 1700s. Just jump the ID 1700s. The only time you need ID 2600s or FIC 2150s or ID 2000s is like 1400 and up. I live in San Diego, and a basic 3-bedroom house is going for $1 million. 3 to 5 ain't shit for California unless you're in the boonies. Stop saying California. San Diego is not California. It's like saying $5 million in Florida ain't shit, and I live in Miami. No, there's Okeechobee. There's Tampa. There's Bradenton. There's Orlando, Puerto Rico, Jacksonville. There's Bithlo. There's Brandon. It's dumb. So it's Florida. So stop saying Florida equals San Diego. No, San Diego equals San Diego. I live across the street from Disneyland, $1 to $5 million homes all around here. I watch his bike reviews. Me too. Toxic03. Dyke Lover says, don't forget about OC. His videos are good. Got me into the e-bike world. Me too. Would you ever get an e-bike? Absolutely. But you wouldn't know about it because I look like Coco in it. I look like Coco. See, you guys are used to seeing this. But there's a side profile of me that just is like egregiously wide. Not that I'm jacked. I'm just top heavy. Fresno, a nice 2-story is $300 to $500. My 1-story was $273. Oh, okay, ASMR time. I'm dying. Fuck, I can't believe I got sick, and I have next week off, and I'm getting sick. You like that going down my throat, Daddy? I'll retire with $1 million and living in Theo's newly air-conditioned garage. It is nice. I got in there, an hour in. It wasn't 70 degrees, but the humidity was gone, and I was able to work. No sweating. And then I went over to the ZR1 garage, and I almost died. I had to run and get water. And then I found out water doesn't really hydrate you, so you got to have some electrolytes. It's what plants crave. Side profile equals husky, yes. Even the old fuel companies are leaving Bakersfield. It's just going to get rough here trying to leave before that happens. Bobby Trump goes in. Drill, baby, drill. Bobby Trump comes in. Drill, baby, drill. Bro, a boon. It's going to be dumb. You'll see. Your knuckles scrape the ground with rollerblades on, silverback on an e-bike. I live in Wisconsin. And the going rate for a nice house in a good neighborhood that doesn't have Metro PCS is $800 to $1.4 million. Alex was looking for Lake Isabella. That's where you want to go fishing for severed human remains. Oh, no, thank you. Damn, Rizzy, calm down. We don't want the SN95 smoke. Rich versus wealth. I prefer wealth. I'm voting for Trump 100%. I'm sorry, guys. If you don't, after this last week's situation, dude got shot, got up, said fight. Biden quit because he knew he couldn't win. The people that voted him in the primary now are out of a vote because they just gave the money to Kamala. Bro, like, it is so clear, crystal clear who the proper person you should vote for is. It's not even close. Not if anyone on this chat does not vote Trump, I don't know what the fuck planet you're living on. You're either not paying attention at all, which I understand. You got a life, but God damn it. I think there should be a cognitive test so you could vote. Like square, round, Coco will pass it. Like, I think there should be a cognitive test. Like, how many states are in the United States? You know how many times I have gone on dates and I tell the woman, do you know how many states are in the United States? And they go, 52. And you want to really fuck somebody up? Say, how many states are in the continental United States? Actually, that could be two answers. But let's just give the right answer. In the continental United States, how many states are there? You could have 49 or 48, I would accept. But people say 50 all the time. 50. How many senators are there? They don't know. How many states are there? Well, if they get 50, they don't only get the senators. And I'm like, you should not be in the United States. FBI saying they think Trump didn't get shot. Same FBI that raided Mar-a-Lago. Exactly. I'm voting for him no matter what, bro. I'm done with this shit. I like it. Nuxo hate Trump. Yeah, Nuxo don't know shit. Love it. My nephew is viable option. Permanent ban on the spot. My state is hardcore blue, but I'm voting Trump this year. Good. Alex, try Coke with ginger for your sickness, but boil it together. Trust me, it works. Here we go. I dated a Cuban girl, and she almost killed me. Try this ginger. Okay, thank you. And sweet girl was taking care of me. I almost died. It was like hot ginger. I was like, it was like acid. I was like, how is this going to make me better? I'd rather have a pizza on a leaf. Cubans with your pizza on a leaf. Basa. Exactly. 48 contiguous states. They say lower 48. Exactly. Or when you ask how many countries are in North America and they respond with 2. Right. What about Mexico? That's Central America. Is it though? Is it? Lower 48. Was her name Tiffany? No. She, nice girl. I actually saw her at the gym this morning. Yesterday morning. It was odd. And you're like, oh, you never come to the gym. She probably had a dude with her, but she was probably trying to hide from seeing that. You can't hide from me. Shit, you see me walking around. You need honey in your tea and sandwich bag. There are only 50 states and 5 territories. Leaf pizza. A lot of people switching over. Did you see she rubs Vicks on you? She did not rub Vicks on me. I would have wiped her up if she rubbed Vicks on me. We should make Mexico a state. Alex gargle with hydrogen peroxide like an adult. Just eat an egg from behind the oven. That slid off the plate. Slow 99. That is such an obscure reference. Very good. I mean, dude. Great job. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Again, watch the replay. Even though we lost the connection for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I still plowed through. I'm hoping that OBS recorded, but there was an outage for a little bit, so I apologize about that. Beyond my control. But we talked about the 1,064 horsepower ZR1 becoming king daddy of all American horsepower ever. 1 year from now, you will see $250,000 ZR1s, and we'll see if the previous generations get affected in a positive or negative way. We'll see if this thing runs 9s. We'll see what the markup is going to be. It's going to be a good time. We'll see if Ford responds, but I don't have high hopes for Ford responding. Have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys on Sunday for the Peasant Chat. I'll see you guys later. Bye.